Hi everybody, it's about 5 in the morning right now. I've sort of kind of slept. I also went to bed at 3 in the morning and I don't know how much I've slept since then. But I'm just thinking about how one heartache or heartbreak in my life prepared me for the next one. And I was thinking about the way that the heartbreaks in my life have changed me and shaped me. And I could even say that I could categorize different segments of my life based off of what type of heartache I was experiencing or in the after effects of or trying to recover from. Basically, it can give me time windows to look at based off of how each heartache and heartbreak affected everything in my life at that time. And it's really true to think that each heartbreak that you go through is preparing you for something. And that does not mean that the next heartbreak you're going to experience is going to be worse than all of the others. That's not what that means. It's not a level of intensity 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 maximum heartbreak. It's not that way. It's what you need to learn at that time. One thing that the angels have that we humans do not is angels have already firmly decided who they were going to belong to. Because God made all of the angels, and all of the angels got to decide if they were going to be separated from Him for eternity, or if they were going to be with Him for eternity. That's what that decision came down to, really. And for us, sometimes it's not necessarily that we outright want to not belong to God or not choose Him. It's often not a deliberate decision. It's that something else has taken the place of importance based off of levels of importance. So, for example, I was listening to Father Mike Schmitz. He's on YouTube. He's a part of Ascension Presents. I highly recommend his videos. They're very easy to understand. He was talking about RIM and how we need to structure our lives. So RIM stands for relationship, identity, mission. And I'm, at this time in my life, mostly focusing on the first two. Because you can't have a solid identity until you have a firm relationship with God. And why is that, you may be wondering? Like, it's because God created us. If I were to create something, like invent something, don't you think that I would understand how that creation works better than anybody else? It's the same with us. We are God's handiwork. We are His creation. Some might even say invention. Nobody had ever done what God did because nobody ever existed before God. And that's why He knows how we flourish. And if we're going to want to go in the direction of flourishing, we have to have relationship, identity, mission. And I think so many people in today's world haven't got the first two sorted out. The mission kind of just follows from the first two. Mission is what you do to make this world better, to accomplish your mission in life. But where do you get your mission? You get it from your identity. And if your identity is dictating what kind of relationships you have, it's all unsorted. I was about 5 years old when my puppy died. That was my first heartbreak. It sounds silly to some, maybe. But nothing had shaken my world as much as that did. Up until that point in my life. So before I was, like when I was 1, 2, 3, 4, nothing in my life had shaken me as much as what was to come. My dog dying. My dogs have died in the past few years. I had 4 of them. And all of them died in about 2 or 3 years because they were all similar in age. Obviously, it was terrible. And I had to grieve so much. I came out of it easier and with less permanent scars from losing my dogs when I was, how old was I? I don't know, 17 through 20? 17 to 19? I don't know. I came out of that less harmed than when I was a very little girl in kindergarten, or maybe probably younger than kindergarten, going through the same thing. But if I had never oh my gosh. I can't hold my head up right now. But I gotta do an outro because I want to explain what I'm feeling right now, because it's pretty strange. It's like my head was a bucket, and when my head became parallel with the floor, the bucket started to get filled up in a good way, because my head is the bucket being filled up with blood. You gotta love pots, don't you? God bless you.